So I just finished Parasite Eve, and here are my thoughts on it. So I loved this game. It was very interesting. I've tried starting it and tried playing it and dabbled a little bit in it through the years, and I never got very far or finished it. Not because I didn't like it. I just kind of got distracted with other stuff. It just wrong timing every single time. There was always something new coming out that I needed to play, and blah blah blah. So I really enjoyed Parasite Eve. And back in the 90s, you could get away with making these odd, experimental kind of games. And some of them later became classics, like this one did. And you can't really so much get away with that now unless you're like more in the indie market. But the idea of a survival horror game mixed with a semi turn based RPG formula was absolutely genius. Like, why has this not been done more often? It was a blast to play. Oh my gosh, like it's hard to define. I mean, this game is one of a kind. Just because this game is this way, I don't have as much interest in playing the second one, just because they did away with this formula, this style, in favor of a more traditional survival horror based gameplay structure. And but why though? Like, I felt like the battle system was part of this game's identity. It made it so unique and so interesting. And I don't exactly want to. I want to play the second one just to see what it's like. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm not gonna shoot it down or anything. But really cool. The RPG elements were really badass. I loved all the different varieties of guns you can get, and I got overwhelmed at first because I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm making the right choices with the right gun. But I very quickly realized you can really just pick any gun that you want and uh, upgrade it kind of how you want to, and take upgrades from other guns and customize your very own special weapon, and take all the power ups from other guns and put it on the gun you want, as long as you have the tools to do that, which there are plenty of them. So really, you can just tailor this game to your play style, kind of what you prefer. I'm sure there are some that are better than others, or some styles of guns that are better than others, but it seems like I got by with handguns mainly, and you can make really anything work, I think. I mean, maybe even the baton. I'm sure people have done baton runs because that thing. There's some powerful ones in there. Uh, like I said, I stuck with handguns. I experimented a little bit with the rifles and the machine guns. I quickly learned that was a bad idea because I ran out of ammo so fast. And then the bazookas. But there's just something so satisfying about the simplicity of just a handgun for me. So I stuck with the handguns, and I found a good one near the end of the game that really got me through the boss, that allowed me to do two actions in one turn. So that was cool. And so loved the different varieties of weapons. You can upgrade them. The environments, the atmosphere. Oh my god. That was one of the very best things about this game to me. Like, even back before I beat the game, way back when, and I first played it and played the Central Park area, um, just the atmosphere, just the scene of her running through Central Park, and the snowy weather, and then the music. Oh my god, the music! Like, it's so good. Which is the same composer who composed like many video games like Kingdom Hearts, Super Mario RPG, Final Fantasy 15. I can't think of any more right now, but she's a great composer, and she did this soundtrack, and I think this might just be my favorite soundtrack by her, my favorite score. Like, Final Fantasy 15 is probably a very close second, but this one is like, woo! It slams, and it so matches the winter uh, aesthetic and the Christmas aesthetic too. And that's another thing I love about this game. This game is a Christmas game. It takes place during and a few days after Christmas. It's themed kind of around the Christmas holiday in a way, and you do not see a lot of games, especially horror-based games, that are themed around Christmas. and it's so unique. I love it so much. Um, so it just, I think I'm gonna play this as a Christmas tradition like every year because it's perfect. It just perfectly matches the vibe. Uh, and so there's that, and then also the story. The story was great. I mean, it was interesting. It was also everything about this game was unique. It was just so nothing's been done like it. The story was it's a very sci-fi horror story. Um, Parts of it, I think I didn't follow that well. Parts of it went over my head, and sometimes when that happens a lot with newer survival horror games that I play, and I have to replay it or read about it because you miss things. Um, but I loved the story. I almost didn't finish this game. I will say because the ending scene, it absolutely pissed me off. Glorious final boss battle, 4 stages of a final boss, followed by this weird chase scene where this game already feels like it has a horrible running speed where it feels like you're running through mud. But then there's a chase scene after all stages of this boss and you're kind of exhausted. This chase scene happens where this boss it deteriorates mostly and starts chasing you very slowly, chasing you, but you're running just as slowly through the corridors of a ship, and if it touches you, you're dead, and you have to start the whole sequence over again from before the beginning of the boss battle, the final boss battle. So, and it's confusing because it's not that long, but the fixed camera angles and they make you think you can maybe save at first, and that's obviously you can't because he will get you, and you try to save and it tells you you can't, and he gets you. Like, I thought that was a horrible failing on the devs' part. Like, that was an awful, awful idea to do it that way. Um, that was the only thing I just hated about this game. Otherwise, great game, but I almost didn't finish it. I almost said fuck it because I kept getting caught by the thing. I'm like, I'm not repeating this 25-minute sequence again. But I cooled down and decided to do it. I'm glad I did because at the end of it, there were some uh, cool themes about what we are as humanity, what we're doing to the earth. If you look at the big picture and look at planet Earth and look at humanity on planet Earth, we are kind of a parasite to this planet. We're destroying it. We're fucking it up. Um, if you look at planet Earth like it's a human, we're a virus. And that's what the ending of this game had to say. And that it kind of explains that's why the mitochondria evolved to wipe out humanity, is because this humanity's doing this. And I thought, you know what? Whenever it's showing Aya standing there staring off into the sunrise, I'm like, I wonder if she's like thinking, you know, I wonder if she's having a moral dilemma and kind of thinking, you know, is this the me killing this thing off? Was this the right thing, or is this, I doubt it because the big epic hero doesn't really question the morals mostly. But if I was Aya, I'd be thinking, this mitochondria evolving and taking over humanity thing. There's kind of a point to it. It's kind of a good reason. I don't know, but I loved it. I loved that aspect of it. But really cool boss battle, really bad chase sequence. It didn't ruin the game, but it ruined the ending for me. Like didn't it didn't ruin the ending. It just like didn't made me not want to finish it. And then of course, at the very very end of the game, the last cutscene, they go back to the opera that completely traumatized them, where everybody burned up, and it's a miracle. How did this production not get canceled after everyone fucking died and burnt up the first time it was shown? How do they fix the damage? I mean, my gosh. And it's still wintertime, unless they went a year later. I don't know, but it's still wintertime, so it's like not even that much longer than Christmas. And like, let's go back to the opera that traumatized the fuck out of us and started this whole ordeal. Just do something different. Go bowling. So I didn't get like the true ending because I'm not going to go through, I read about it. I'm not going to go through all these like 50 stories of a tower fighting stuff just to get a better ending. The ending I got, I'm satisfied with. because it was kind of open for interpretation. You know, they have everyone in the audience has suddenly glowing eyes, and I think that's just kind of showing that we're all human. We all have the mitochondria in us. We all have these characteristics and the potential for uh, this thing to kind of happen again. Um, but you know, it's very also telling of what one of the characters said earlier on. Whenever you experience trauma or experience a traumatic event, it gets etched onto your cornea or retina, and uh, maybe it's also just symbolism for, like, we've all been through stuff and we all have these scars. We all have it etched onto our you can see it through the eyes or whatever. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired. I just finished a gloriously great game. So next I'm gonna play, well, I've been working on Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which is also another really fantastic RPG for different reasons. Um, so I will. I'm mostly done with it. I'm gonna finish that up now. I still need to finish Alan Wake 2. That's more of like my nighttime vibe game. So I'll finish that up, and then I think I'm gonna start going through some Final Fantasy 7 stuff because Rebirth is coming out. I've never beat Crisis Core, so I've got that now. I think I'm gonna get through that. I really want to go through Remake again. It's long. I might not get through it though. I don't know. But I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.